Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Vic here. Today is Tuesday, February 21st, and I'll be going over today's trade recap. Today will be a quick video. There's really not much to talk about. Yeah, there's really not much to talk about. Let me just get through this video. Looks like a loss. Actually, it was essentially almost a break even. Let me show y'all real quick. Let me show y'all P&L on the day. $1,125 on the day, down 100 on the live account and 1,000 across all the accounts. So this was like a $200 loss across all the Apex accounts and a $100 loss on the live account. So really small loss. So what had happened here was, okay, coming into market open 8:30. Coming into market open, we were sitting on top of these London lows, Asia lows, and a 1 hour gap. We were bullish. We were again like we're almost trading around all-time highs, and so for me, I really only want to be taking longs unless like I'm proven otherwise. But the only bearish signal we do have is that there is this higher time frame SMT that is with all-time highs, right? So NQ came out, took these highs, but ES fell too as well. So that's the only thing that's giving me a bit bearish type of signal. Coming into market open, what I'd want to see is what I originally wanted to see was sweep come down all the way to this 1 hour gap, so we can then continue higher, right? Maybe go back to all-time highs. Instantly, we get a strong displacement candle to the downside. We come off sweep, London low, Asia low. We tap into this 1 hour gap. And when I wanted to see off rip was a straight rejection back to the upside. But that fails to happen. We chop around. Actually, okay, I'm on the 5-minute time frame. Initially what I wanted to see was that happen on the 1 or lower time frame, us have instant rejection out of here, but we really just start to chop and chop and chop. But on the higher time, or not higher time frame, but on bigger time frames, just like the 5-minute time frame, there was this 5-minute IFEG that I was considering. It was a really good play, but again, stops were huge. There was new like this is 8:55, or the next one doesn't inverse, right? Okay, no, the next one does. Anyways, there was news at 9 o'clock. So I did not want to be in a trade like this at this point in time because I didn't know what news would do. Also, it just inverse too dramatically. And yeah, just something like this I would not be taking. Although I will say, if NQ looked like ES at this point in time, oh my goodness, ES looks so clean. Yeah, ES on was so clean. 5-minute inversion after all the same sweeps. Really good inversion, targeting a 1-to-1. Does this end up hitting? I don't even know. No, nah, it doesn't even end up hitting. Would have been a break even. But anyways, it definitely looked better on NQ. I don't know why I'm typing it in and just pressing instead of just pressing spacebar. Anyways, end up fading this. Then as time goes on, we do leave this 5-minute gap. I told myself previously that I would never trade because off of my stats and stuff, I'm not going to trade. 5-minute gaps weren't effective for me, but here, me being on eval, me wanting to be somewhat more aggro. Although I will say I should not have taken it because again, my rules are my rules. And after I told myself if this trade was a loser, or if I'm able to get out this trade, I would never take 5-minute gaps again if it ends up being a loser, which it technically was. So again, let me show y'all first, then I'm gonna say that. But we create this 5-minute gap tap, we come down, we retrace into the 5-minute gap tap. So this is looking super clean, right? This is looking super clean. We went internal, we went internal, and now we're going external, right? So we see this regularly: internal, external, right? Come down like, and on these high time frame gaps, like 1 hour, I'm not expecting price to now come in because look at that rejection wick off that 1 hour gap, right? I'm not expecting price to now continue lower, right? Everything is telling me bullish, right? But we didn't have any 15-minute gaps. We didn't have anything like that. So we created this 5 minute gap. Again, like I previously told myself, I would not be taking 5 minute gaps, but I felt like this looked super good. Started getting rejection on the upside. We get a 5 minute tap. We going down to a smaller time frame. We have a 1 minute IFG opportunity here. Boom. Didn't inverses on the next candle. We took entry here. I didn't want everybody put stops right here, but I don't know if I love that break even spot. I feel like simply just because how market was have been moving recently, I feel like that's too tight. I was going to go at this 5 minute, or was it 5 minute or was it 3 minute? I would maybe start of this 3 minute gap, but is that not just the okay? I'm bugging. So I didn't know if I wanted to go break even, but I told myself if this trade loses, no longer doing 5 minute gaps. We get some into profit, right? But then we just start uber wicking. I really should have went break even here, but the way it wicked back down immediately, I didn't want to go break even yet. Maybe I should have, and maybe this would have been a total zero loss, but I didn't go break even yet. Boom, we're starting to wick, and I tell myself, I'm like, do I like this? Wait, did this happen before or after I was in the trade? Okay, yeah, no, it definitely happened when I was in the trade. I was like, okay, do I go break even? No. It kept on wicking. I really liked the trade, but now at this point, I'm like, dang, do I like what I'm seeing? Do I like what I'm seeing? Still didn't go break even yet. I was going to go break even, and now at this new internal high that we placed in. So once we took it, I was then going to go break even. But once we came back down, I was like, dang, I really don't like this. It's not by force. And I ended up cutting. I think it was on this candle. Ended up cutting. And thank God I did, because after I cut, I think I cut here. Boom, cut somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. And then we ended up with a guy stopped out. Then we just wicked like crazy and did so took a small loss, $200 on the evals, 100 on the live. So that's really a nothing loss. Glad I was able to pull. I should have been break even, but then it's like I don't know. I'm not mad at it. I'm just glad I cut it early, prevented a unnecessary loss. I'm pretty sure there was a 15-minute short that was presented. Sweep of these 15-minute high into with the SMT on top. I could see that, but I didn't want to. I just didn't want to be shorting when we're so obviously bullish. I think that's one thing I want to work on, and I've seen. And let me not even speak on that. And this is one thing I really want to work on. Just being with the trend. Why am I trying to short? I mean, unless it's so obvious, which sometimes there are opportunities where you can short while bullish or long while bearish. I'm not saying there isn't, but just to help my win rate, you feel me? I really don't want to be shorting here. But anyway, there were definitely short opportunities. A 1 hour gap was created as well it was super minuscule, but it does still stand. 1 hour gap. I think it was 3 minute IFEG. Yeah, something like this. But anyway, that's trade of the day, or not trade of the day, but that's the trade I took. Again, small loss, super small loss. Let me show you the account themselves. At first, Tradecopia was bugging. Like, it was showing me that I had my drawdown was messed up on my Apex accounts. I'm like, what? But I had to go on Tradeovate to actually see, and the accounts are still drawdown still good. So again, these are accounts. Super small loss, still have 1,700 drawdowns. Still aim to pass these by the end of the week by God's grace. Hopefully PA is good. We have no more news events throughout the whole week. That's really all it is. Grateful I didn't take the full loss. So let's keep this momentum going. Let's keep stacking days. Really, I didn't follow my process to a T because I took a 5 minute gap tap, which I am kind of. I slapped my wrist. Um, I'll give myself a slap on the wrist on that. But yeah, no. Again, like back at it. I'm saying it now. No longer taking 5 minute gap taps unless it's within like 15 to maybe 30 minutes of the open. Considering a Judas, because a Judas could still work off a 5 minute unfilled gap tap. Um, yeah, and just no forces, man. Like just take obvious stuff. I felt like the trade I took today was pretty obvious. I feel like a lot of people ended up taking that as well. Most got break even. Yeah, most got break even today. Um, yeah, that's really all I have for today. I love y'all. Quick video for today. We finna be rich as shit. There's no doubt about that. We just gotta keep stacking days, keep following our process. And yeah, hopefully Wednesday's a great day. Now I gotta. There's so much time in the day now to do nothing, bro. Anyways, alright, y'all boys. I love y'all. We finna be rich as shit. We finna make it. Why don't you Vic out, man?